Hey guys, Miss Marcus here, and as you can see, Division 9, MyClub. Everyone loves a little bit of MyClub every once in a while. Maybe not the best game mode, but it is pretty good. But as you see here, we get a match with a guy called Manzano85, I think his name was, and he's in Division 7, which isn't always the best thing. We face up a guy who's actually changed Manchester United's name to Real Murcia, but he's Manchester United, so of course he's going to play at Old Trafford. And look at his team, absolutely fantastic. Ezekiel Lavezzi, Dimitar Berbatov, Pedro Isco, Caracan, Sami Khedira, Javier Mascherano, Jeremy Mathieu, and in goal he had Anores, I think it's Anores, but he had Javi Martinez on the bench as well, Mario Götze, Casemiro, Dante. I mean, he had a pretty good squad, and this match is probably one of the best matches of PES I have played online since PES 2013, which says a lot considering that's going back like 2 years. So yeah, basically this match is probably the best match I have ever played. In terms of just attacking, defending, well, in terms of entertainment quality, this is probably one of the better matches I've played in absolute ages. Yes, I can win games 9-1, 8-0, 6-0, 6-2, 8-2, 9-2, 7-1, but a close game is always much better to watch than a game which ends up being like 12-0, because it's just really boring watching the same goals over and over and over again. But as you see here, I was sort of just messing about. Eventually I ended up kicking off, and he ends up playing at Old Trafford, of course, because as I said before, Manchester United fans like to play at Old Trafford. I personally don't enjoy playing games at Old Trafford, just because I don't know why. I think it's just because it was a buggy stadium in PES 2014, and it still just haunts me to this day of all the bugs which I have encountered at Old Trafford. So yeah, so this guy started off and he had Isco, of course, playing in the attacking midfield role, and he enjoyed doing that off the ball running, which was interesting to see, because not a lot of players actually utilise that, because it doesn't really work as well as it did like in PES 2013 and whatnot. But he did get an opportunity in the first minutes of the match, testing Ter Stegen from the edge of the box, and basically from that I tried to get a counter-attacking opportunity, this time actually an over hit pass from Fernando Llorente into Claudio Marchisio. But as you see here, I actually showed quite a lot at the beginning of this game, because he was a pretty decent player when it came to actually just running forward, dribbling and getting opportunities and shots. But I was also quite a good player as well. But in the 6th minute of the match, he actually scores a really nice goal with Dimitar Berbatov on his return to Old Trafford. And I was a bit disappointed, but I wasn't too disappointed, because I always thought I could always come back. But this was one of those games that if I'd probably played Yaya Toure, I would have probably enjoyed it and won this game a lot easier, because he just, for some reason, Yaya Toure, I don't enjoy playing with him that much, but he does really destroy midfields, which is just weird to say. But as you see there, he made a really bad opportunity with his goalkeeper crossing it out. Llorente gets an opportunity, it doesn't really come to anything, and then from the 12th minute of the match, you actually get one of my players gets absolutely taken out by Mathieu, and from the resulting penalty kick, as you all know, I don't like taking penalties, but this time I actually hit into a pretty decent spot. Nothing the goalkeeper could do about it, and Ayala equalises for us in literally the first half, which was pretty decent. And in the first 15 minutes of the match, as you see here, Llorente gets an opportunity again, a really good shot actually, and it doesn't really come to anything as they cross in, and it goes out for nothing. So as we see here in the 20th minute of the match, again, he comes down his right, down the left hand side, gives it into Dimitar Berbatov. I completely take him out, but it comes to Isco, and Isco just pings it into the bottom corner. It's a really good clinical strike from this guy. And this guy was, maybe that was probably the best way to describe him. He wasn't the best in terms of making opportunities, but when the opportunities came to him, he was ridiculously clinical in taking his chances. As we see, as I say that, he actually just heads it straight into my goalkeeper's hands. But then a little bit of graphical glitch there, as you see. Ambrosio just basically do an absolute terrible attempt at taking a life, at taking an opportunity, taking a shot, which was just absolutely horrendous. But in the 41st minute of the match, basically from that resulting thing, it comes out to Ambrosio down this left hand side, and I do a little bit of good defending, and well, he does good defending actually, and he gets a throw in, which is absolutely hilarious, because this is probably the funniest throw in I've ever seen. Throws it straight to Ambrosio. Ambrosio just passes it into Llorente. Llorente just runs past Javier Mascherano. Nothing could do about it. And Llorente, being the composed piece of, he's just so goddamn good. He's just so goddamn good. Composed person that he is, just pops in the back of the net to make it 2-2 before the half time. And As you saw, you saw a little brief glance at the stats. He had 4 shots, 4 on target, had 5 shots, 5 on target. So this game was really close, but it was really good like goalkeeping and just some relatively poor finishing from like both players. But in the 53rd minute of the match, I did get 2 opportunities really quickly in a row, and like this guy, I completely dominated like the second half at the beginning, and then he just got loads of opportunities. As you see here in the 64th minute of the match, Marquisio throw on goal, really poor finish from me. And then in the 65th minute, basically from that resulting goal kick, runs on the left hand side of Berbatov, gives it into Lavezzi. Lavezzi takes it past my players and pops it past Ter Stegen. And I was so annoyed because I was like, nah, none of this should be happening. And then from kickoff, I just ran with Marquisio, ran past Mascherano, got a shot away, and again hits it wide of the exact same post. About 2 or 3 minutes later, get an opportunity for Llorente for an open goal. This time I hit the post again. So God, just post after post after post. But basically in the 75th minute of the match, I brought on Tarantini. And Tarantini gets taken out there, as you can see, by Javier Mascherano. No, it was Jenny Mathieu. And from that, I was like, okay, I know I can probably take opportunities here, considering that it was 3-2 to him, but he was down to 10 men. And people don't really like playing with 10 men. I actually enjoy playing with 10 men. And from the resulting really bad free kick, comes out to Tarantini, and Tarantini this time pops in the back of the net to make it 3-3. And going into the last minutes of the match, I was like, okay, I want to probably get first win in Division 9 and probably be quite nice. But literally, there was just horrendous defending from me. He gets an opportunity for Isco. And then from the counter-attack, I actually had been playing Tron Soko, who I said I probably wouldn't play like ever. But I actually do I brought him on as a substitute. And in the last minutes of the match, he actually gets an opportunity with Dimitar Berbatov. It just is absolutely horrendous finish from him, which is really unfortunate because he was a really good player. And then from this, he tries to just sort of slows down time in general. It doesn't really work as Tarantini gets a free kick here on the edge of on the halfway line. And from this, I knew I had like seconds left in the match, so I picked Llorente out with the off the ball run, and I positioned him like off the right back. And this time I just crossed it into him. I headed it down to Tarantini. Tarantini played it back to Llorente, and Llorente pops it in with literally the last seconds of the match to give us a 4-3 lead at Old Trafford. And as you see here, just skim past a couple of players, and the referee blows the whistle to make it 4-3 to us as the final score, which is just absolutely insane. It was just so good scoring that goal, as you see there from the stats. It was a really close game. He didn't have too many opportunities, but he did take his chances, and he only really missed out on like that one big chance of Berbatov at the end. Llorente got man of the match. I went up to 5-5-2, which I was just so goddamn happy about. Got those first 3 points in Division 9, and that's all that really matters. So yeah, if you have enjoyed this video, subscribe my channel for more, and catch you later.